The sunrise, stepped into my greatness, feeling powerful and energized. Thankful to be alive. Hashtag blessed, right? My mission, vision, values, and my gratitude list. I'm building up momentum. I'm making good decisions. I rise, I grind, I get it. Ain't no doubt that I'm committed. Cause who really loses if I don't win? Can't cheat the grind, only get what you put in. So I'm mastering my mental. I'm focused on my physical. I'm developing spiritually and manifesting miracles. I'm gonna get it started, have a party in the morning, and I'ma wake the world to so alarm. And I hashtag rise and grind, hashtag rise and grind. First thing on my mind, early in the morning time. Daily motivation, feeling so divine. Waking up the nation, hashtag rise and grind, hashtag rise and grind. Hashtag rise and grind, hashtag rise and grind. Hashtag rise and grind. Good morning, good morning, don't stop, get it, good morning, don't stop, get it, good morning, don't stop, get it, hashtag rise and grind, let's go, hashtag rise and grind, 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 wake up, everybody in the land, make them all get up and turn the volume up and dance. I'm up like a rooster about my future. Better get used to the routine.
Alrighty, it's about that time. It's about that time. Turn this music up. Hey! Happy Monday. Happy Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Did you know it's a national holiday? Well, I am Stars Tina, and I want to welcome you and also you if you're here on Clubhouse. Good morning, Grand Rising. Let's share this room. If you are on Instagram, good morning, Grand Rising to you. If you're on my Facebook or YouTube today, I want to invite you to my world. How do you do that? Clicking the link at the top or joining us on Facebook. I am Stars Tina, welcoming you to Breakfast with Champions, the number one, the best, the only morning show. So right now, I know it's a holiday and some people are probably still in bed, but that's okay. Let's wake them up. It's time to rise and grind. It's time to take your business, your life, your mindset, your fitness to the next level. So I like to start each show, and I actually got this from TM because TM does this. He just says hello to everyone, and it feels so good. So good morning to you, TM. I see Glenn in the building. I see Mary Kim. Hey, girl, hey. And I'm just going to scroll down. Good morning, Ramon, Pam, Charlene. I love seeing all the new people. And if you notice, hey there, Blessings like, I want to come up. Come on up to the stage. Remember, everyone has a seat at the table. That's what's so amazing about this room. And last year, this time, let me tell you how amazing these Breakfast with Champions are, okay? I was doing a room because it was my 1-year anniversary. And Ramon came through, Marvin came through, Dora Marie. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, they came through to wish me a 1-year anniversary. So I also want to say good morning to Kim. It is her first week in Clubhouse. This is the best room. You have to come here every week. You know, we're here every Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. Kick it in these doors, getting your day started right. I also see Ron in the building. All right, family, I love it. Glenn Lundy will be pulling up here. He's got us all started here. We love it, love it, love it. He's going to be here at 5:30. So I want this room filled with energy. Maybe you didn't have your coffee yet. Maybe you didn't have your ketones like me. It's okay. But we're full of energy in here. And I want us to get juiced up, okay? Juice, get fired us. Join us in creating energy. When Glenn comes in here, I want us full of energy. There's about 78 of us in this space. Thank you for coming through. Now, let's share the room out. I want us to have between 50 to 60 in the room. And I'm so excited about today's topic. If you look at the topic, how you start is how you finish, morning rituals. With that being said, if you want my free ebook on A Wonderful Life, Morning and Evening Rituals, DM me the word ebook and I'll send you that ebook. And today I'm going to be talking about 3 things you can do to make your dreams come true. But you know, this is week 2. Last week we were talking about the 4 agreements. So this week I have 2 major things I want to talk about today. And then I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you do to make your dreams come true. What have you done to make your dreams come true? Because every single one of you, you're a champion. If you're in this space right now, you're surrounded by champions. You are a champion. Okay, so I am Stars Tina, your trauma energy fitness coach. I love supporting women. I work with women that are over 40, that have gone through some type of trauma or some type of tragedy and need support. They need help to move through life, to find their purpose, to find, their health and wellness, all those needs. That is my jam. So today, the book very quickly, the 4 agreements. The second agreement we're talking about today, don't take anything personally. And this book is by Don Miguel Ruiz. If you have not read it, definitely one you should be taking. So, nothing, I repeat, nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality and their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless sufferings. That's the second agreement in the book there. And I just want to share a quick little story with you. You know, I'm in the fitness industry. I've been teaching classes for over 20 years now. I love it. I don't know if it's the energy of the people, but I'm from New Jersey. I currently live in North Carolina. And if you're familiar with Union County, Middlesex County, there's many gyms, so many gyms. New York Sports Club, LA Fitness, you name it. And there was one point where I was teaching between 20 to 25 classes a week. It was my, my therapy. And I was just a beginner, still teaching. And I remember when I got my big break, as you would call it, that big class, that's that Saturday AM class. And a teacher, now usually when instructors teach at a gym, they're there for years. And this one particular lady was leaving and they asked if I wanted to take over the class. I'm like, sure. So I remember I showed up the first Saturday and it was like 30 people lined up outside thinking the instructor was going to be there. You thought they'd probably tell them, I'm leaving, but no. And I got so much hesitation the first few weeks when I started. Everyone was like, she's not the other instructor, just very upset. I did not take it personally. All right. They weren't upset with me. They were just upset because the other person wasn't there. And in life, especially in the fitness industry, there's so many things that can go through your head. Years ago, I used to suffer, I don't want to say suffer. I would have limiting beliefs like, well, maybe I'm too fat. Well, maybe I'm too old. Well, and for me, I'm a Black woman. My father's from South Carolina. My mother's from Bermuda. And usually in the high-end boutique studios, there's not that many Black people in there. And I remember one time, oh my gosh, I have to share this with you. I was playing a song. It was called, Hip Hop versus Country. Now, I'm not saying I'm in a country, but in North Carolina, they like country or wherever. No, this was in North Carolina. And I played this song by Carrie Underwood called Champion. We all know it, right? And someone actually wrote a letter to the owner saying, I don't know why she's playing rap music. And they spelt it W-R-A-P. And I was like, what? Mind you, someone else played music that was well, that's a beautiful song, but like with cursing and all that stuff, and didn't say anything to that person. So sometimes I would be like, well, because I'm Black, they're not going to like me. Well, because I'm Black, this, that, and the other. And it still does happen today a little bit, but I do not take anything personally, and you can't either. So that's the second agreement. Next week, we're going to go into the third one. And right now, we're getting into the topic of the day. Topic of the day. Are you ready? Can I hear some noise if you're ready for the topic of the day? Can you unmic, make some noise for me? Yes, yes? Okay. Yay, get it done. All right, write this down somewhere because dreams do come true. You can look at Glenn. He's going to be in Vegas in a couple weeks for the Great American Speak Off with Grant Cardone. I'm so excited because I get to be there and cheer him on. I'm going to make sure he hears my voice because let me tell you guys, when you're doing something amazing, when you're in the midst of it and you hear the voices screaming, it's like, yes! So in this chat, let me see some stars. Do you feel my energy this morning? Do you feel my enthusiasm? So 3 things you can do to make your dreams come true. And this is great because, as you know, today is Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. We're celebrating, and I have a great video for you guys that I made especially for you. So if you're in this space, make sure you click the link. Okay, is that the right link? Yes, it's the right link. Make sure you click the link at the top so you can actually see my face here on YouTube. So the first tip that you can do to make your dreams come true is make a plan. Before you're actually making that plan, you might want to decide what it is that you want. What is that dream? And for me, my entire life, I can go all the way back to 5th grade when you were in school. I went to school in South Carolina. I moved a lot as a kid. And they ask you, what language do you want to take in school? And everyone said Spanish, Spanish, Spanish. And I was like, no, I want to take French because I'm going to France one day. This was in the 5th grade. All right. So forever in a century, I wanted to go to France. I wanted to go to Paris. I was like, yes, I want to go there. And I started running 10 years ago, like doing races. And my aunt Donna, she lives in Bermuda. She's done a badillion races. And I said to her, I was always like, I want to do a marathon. I want to do a marathon. A marathon is 26.2 miles. That's a lot. I always wanted to do it. Long story short, I decided what I wanted to do and I made a plan. I got a coach and my aunt was my coach and she trained me. And guess what, guys? 2021, I did my very first full marathon. And guess where I did it? Guess where I did it? Who can unmic and guess where I did it? Come on, let me hear.
France.
Yes, I went to Paris. I went to Paris. That was my Mary Kim. You know her voice. That's where I did my first marathon. So the point is, if you have a dream, something that you want, decide what you want to do, make a plan, and then just do it. Get laser beam focused, like how the horses have those things, those on the side of their head. You have to focus. I say it all the time, focus on your future to get to the top. If you want to get to the top, you have to make a plan, no matter what it is. Okay, tip number 2, practice, study, train, get a coach. That is how you make your dreams come true. All right. Glenn didn't become the #1 speaker in the world. I'm claiming it by just sitting back. No, he got up every single morning. I believe he said he gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning to start his day practicing. He's been practicing for years. So if you want to be that amazing coach, if you want to be that amazing human, you got to practice. And you might say, well, Tina, I don't have the money. No excuses. I am amazing. You are amazing too. Stop with the excuses. Start on YouTube. YouTube is a great place to get started. Get on Clubhouse. You can learn so much there. And then once you start doing that, read some books. Maybe you're not into reading. You're like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't like it. Find a mentor. All right. That's tip number 2 to making your dreams come true. And tip number 3, which is my favorite. And if you know me, I say it every single day. Your vibe is your tribe. Vibe, vibration. What is your vibration like when you walk into a space? Are you uplifting the room? Are you bringing the energy? Are you bringing the heat? If not, check yourself at the door. It's okay, because sometimes you have to take a little inhale and exhale. We did this last week, and I don't know about you, but I could take another breath. So everyone on stage, everyone in this space, let's just take about 45 seconds, unmic. Let's do a quick little breath work. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. But first, before we inhale, I want you to think of something that brings you joy, not happiness, joy. Because in my opinion, happiness comes and goes. You can be happy by eating chocolate cake or going to the gym. That's for me. But joy is deep. It's in your soul. Maybe it's the laughter of a baby. Maybe it's the smile of your husband. So think of that joyous feeling right now as we inhale. And when you exhale, I want you to just get rid of anything that's not serving you, anything that's not bringing you joy or happiness. Okay? Here we go. Everybody, inhale. And exhale. I love it. This time, let's do it one more time. But this time, let's just bring your hands over your head as you inhale. And then exhale, just push everything away. And if you're watching me, you see me pushing. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Inhale. And exhale. Push it out, push it out, push it out, push it out. Hey, energy's up, fired up. Join us in creating energy, surrounding yourself with people that are doing the things that you want to do. And last story of the day about my sonny boy, because we're talking about dreams, right? My son had a dream, and his dream was to own a sneaker store. And when he was in high school, I did not understand the whole sneaker game. I'm like, what are you talking about? But I was that parent that just let my kids dream and do what they want. I guess it was the years of them seeing me being a part-time entrepreneur, because when they were younger, I did have jobs, but I still had that entrepreneurship mindset, and they saw that in me. My daughter is a professional dancer. She currently now lives in California. And my son, I was just like, okay, what is he gonna do? I had no idea. And he said, Mom, I'm gonna open a sneaker store. And I'm like, how are you gonna make money at that? What are you talking about? He had his first store, and something happened, and that store was shut down. Okay, failure is wonderful. I don't know about you, but I love failure, because when you're failing, you're stretching yourself, you're pulling, you're learning from your failure, right? And then he had his second successful sneaker store. And how did he do that? And I thought about when I was making this my words last night, and I was like, well, how did he become successful? Because he had an extremely successful sneaker store in Rahway, New Jersey. Jamal Gaines is his name. And he also had a second store in in Philadelphia. 21 years old. 21 years old, he achieve some of his goals. He kept his goals around him. I remember I'd go into his room and he had a picture of a house and it had the stairs going up on the side with this huge chandelier. So every morning he woke up, he saw this house. And I remember when I was talking to some of his friends after his funeral, they were saying, he was always saying, yeah, I got to get my mom this. I got to get my mom that. You have to push yourself so hard that it makes you want to get up in the morning, and you have to surround yourself with people like this. And I noticed that people he hung around were people that were doing it. They were living the dreams. And it's weird because you have those people that are introverts and then people that are extroverts. I think I heard Charlene talk about it this morning, ambivert. I'm probably saying it wrong, but that was definitely him. Because out in the public, he's talking, he's motivated, but then if he's alone or with, a small group of people, he was very quiet. And I think because he was just taking in all of the thoughts. So talking is great, but listening is so much better. Having that pause, really tapping into who you are and what you want to be. So I told you guys I made a special little video for you. Yes. Let me just recap what I went over today so you have these notes. If you notice, we're talking about 3 things you can do to make your dreams come true. Looks like we're at 26 shares. We're almost halfway where we need to be. We're halfway through the half an hour, because I'm only here for 30 minutes. So if we can all just click down to the bottom and share this room. And the reason why you want to share the room is because there's some people out in the world that woke up this morning with a little confusion, no direction. They don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. And when you come into this space, you get all of that stuff. Maybe you copy the link and you're like, well, Tina, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. People are sleeping. But you know what? Success waits for no one. All right. So the 3 tips to become successful, the 3 tips to make your dreams come true. Do we have any dreams in the building? If you have dreams, can I see them in the chat? I want to know what's going on. What's going on in this chat? If you have a dream. So talking is great, but listening is better. Thank you so much for that, Renee. Does anyone have any dreams? Are you guys still laying in bed this morning? Talk to me. Yasmin, no Spanish and choose French because I want something new. Yes, my goal is to learn Spanish. It really is. Samira, what are some of your goals? Would you guys like to share that in the chat for me? I would love to hear what you're saying. Maybe on I'm already in Clubhouse. Maybe on Instagram. Let's see. Dr. Jeff, Live internationally. Yes, KG. Yes, it's possible. You can do it. There's no reason why you can't. Anche says to help 15 people get licensed this year. Love it. Come into this space, talk to people. Chima says, I have a dream, empower young people. I'm building this dream. Yes. And Chima, I just want to also let you know, I love supporting the young children. And years ago, I used to have a modeling company. It was all about the girls because my daughter did the modeling and pageants. We did all that stuff. But then after my son, I started a nonprofit boys program. And I'm actually doing an event this February 25th in Rahway, New Jersey. If you're in the area, I'd love to invite you. And it's a recognition ceremony. My vision is to have a motivational event like a Tony Robbins event, an Eric Thomas event for the young men, ages 9 to 16. And I was told after my son was murdered that he said if he ever died, he wanted a nonprofit named after himself. So I started this nonprofit in 2016, and it was amazing. We took the boys on trips like whitewater rafting. I had mentors come in and teach them how to tie a tie. I had lawyers, doctors. The point is having a dream, all right? The children are our future. Yes. So you have to pour into your children. You have to pour into other children. So important. So thank you so much for sharing that, Chima. Hope it will be online. Yes, it will be online as well. The speakers are going to be amazing. I'm so excited about the speakers. My dream is called Fun Donor. Love it. Samira says, help 600 worldwide beings and their best version in their health and wellness. Health and wellness is so important. That's my jam, right? It's my jam because my father died at 49. So it is my passion to support other women and men and all that great stuff. All right. So we know today is Dr. Martin Luther King Day. And if you're watching on all the other stations, I'm going to play a video. I'm going to put it here. And this is for you all. This is special for you.
50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. Every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children be able to sing with new meaning, my country tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and when it happens, when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
All righty. So I'm sure we have all heard that before. And if you never heard that before, if you were able to watch, I actually made a video yesterday, and there's pictures of my son when he was younger. And I also have pictures from the nonprofit that I have, and just watching the boys with their dreams, you know, listening to that. I shared it with my daughter yesterday, and I said, what do you think? Is it too much? And she said she couldn't even watch the whole thing because she got emotional. I said, what? You know, I guess just looking at pictures of her brother. And I just want to leave you with one thing today. I want you to realize anything is possible. You know, I say if a 21-year-old kid from a single mom home, you know, just had a dream, he had a goal, and guess what, guys? He did it. So as I'm looking up to him to heaven, he's shining down on me. I want to bring his energy through me out to you. And I want to invite you today to just pause for a second and realize your greatness that's inside of you so that you can share that with someone else. If anything I said touched your heart today, I would love to hear from you. On mic, let me hear what you thought on the topic. I would love to hear from you if there's anything you'd like to say.
Thank you for playing that. I'm like so emotional too. Like as soon as I heard I had a dream, like it's so amazing. Thank you for starting my day like that. I needed to hear that live. Beautiful.
Thank you. Who was that?
Oh, that was Patty.
Thank you, Patty. Dr. Jeff, what did you think?
It was super fantastic. And you know, I like to say that dreams unrealized are like a reoccurring nightmare. And so, hey, we've got to make those dreams become reality. Back to you. Super fantastic segment.
Yes. I'm loving the hearts here on Instagram. Get into Clubhouse. Join us here with Breakfast with Champions. Anyone else want to share before we get out of here? I have like 3 more minutes.
Tina, it's Shantae. How are you? Good morning.
Hey, girl. Hey.
There's something that you always say about your vibe is your tribe, and you playing this speech really, truly illuminates that, because people don't realize he didn't plan to deliver that speech. He delivered it for kids, like at a school, but it was his friend on stage in real time that kept urging him and said, tell him about the dream. She said, tell him about the dream, Martin. So think about that. If he didn't have the right tribe, Tina, we would have never gotten that speech out to the whole world like this. So thank you for letting me share.
Wow, I never heard that. Thank you.
Like Eric Thomas and the Guru story.
Yeah, I mean, great to start the day. Good morning, champions. Good morning, Stars, Tina. That was powerful. I wasn't expecting it, but it put a smile on my face, right? You know, I mean, man, without the dream, where would we be, right? Without the dream, great way to start the day and the week. Thank you so much.
Yes, Ansha came onto Instagram. Thank you. Anyone else want to share before I turn it over to Glenn? Any thoughts?
Good morning, Stars, Tina. This is Blessing. I'm actually watching you on YouTube as well, and it's really nice to see, like, all the messages are beautiful, and they're just, it's really entrancing, but it's also beautiful as well to see you and the joy that radiates from you. Mm-hmm. Even though this is my first time hearing your story about your son, you're just still filled with so much joy. So for me right now, I'm learning about, like, life is just about the lessons that you take from it, not just the pain that happened. Like, even when MLK was in his prime, there was a lot of pain and negativity that was going on that we were trying to get through and build over. And like, you know what? The things that we resonate on about him aren't really the sad moments or the down moments or the negative. It's speeches like this, I have a dream, where he was focusing on something so great. That's what truly resonates with us. And I'm going to apply that to my everyday life. I'm not going to focus on the negative or the down things that may have happened. I'm going to resonate on the positive. So thank you for this lesson.
Yes, so true. And as I tell you, God has given me so many traumatides. A traumedy is when the energy of a trauma and a tragedy collide. When these two things collide together, life-changing moments happen. And that's why I think I'm so impactful, and just God has given this to me. We have time for, actually we don't have time for another share, because I want us to share this room out. I am Stars Tina, so grateful for being here today. I hope you've learned something. I hope I've touched your heart. I hope you feel something. That was my goal. That was my intention, to share a little bit of my world with you. Breakfast with Champions is one of it. So if you're there on Facebook, if you're there on Instagram, join in. Trust me, this is the best tribe. And also, if you have not already, bwcdaily.com. Sign up. We have an amazing platform there if you missed something here. We also have BWC Daily Prime, which is even deeper. So if you're looking for that coach, if you're looking for that training, that accountability, this is the room for you. Before Glenn gets in here, which is in 30 seconds, we're at 41 shares. I know I don't do it like Glenn. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, guys. But we have about 124 people in the room. And I'm asking everyone to just reach down, click that button down there, and I'm throwing it over to Glenn in 5, 4, 3, 2. You're all number one. Thank you.
Share it out, share it out, share it out, share it out, share it out. And make some noise for Stars Tina this morning. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.